Pirates ball club when Dower is in there. They're a better ball club.
And the breaking pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count.
He has matured steadily, consistently as a ball player, Don. We discussed it last night during his absence from the game until he got in and then got a base hit in the late innings.
Well, he had a fine year. He played well. He's a steady ball player. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. He had 9 home runs, 61 RBIs. He's the kind of guy that can do a lot of things for you. Certainly better than average speed. He can play defense. He can move the ball around. He handles the bat well. One and 2 the count to Dower. Romo on in relief of Candelaria, who after the hour and 7-minute rain delay went out in the 4th inning and retired no one. 7-3 Baltimore. We're in the top of the 5th. Little check swing, bounce foul, and the count remains at 1 and 2.
That was a beautiful pitch.
Good location. There we are tomorrow, right back here in Pittsburgh.
Weather permitting. No question about the football game. Keith Jackson basking himself at the State Fair tonight. Doesn't care about his buddies. Fortunately, we've got Al Michaels.
The 1-2 pitch by Romo. Got him.
Good looking pitch.
Well, last night a controversial game to say the least in the 8th inning. Howard had a chance to talk to Rick Dempsey, and there was their conversation.
Rick, let's retrace that 9th inning play when Ott scored the winning run. First, why didn't you block off the plate?
Well, I never called for the ball to be cut off when it came in from the outfield, and the throw was up the line about a step or a step and a half. And the signal that we have is if we don't say anything, the ball, you let it go through. The game was on the line, so I had to take the throw, and in order to get the throw, I had to go up the line. So I went up the line. Eddie cut the ball, and in order to give myself some more time while he was throwing the ball to home plate, I retreated to give us a little more space to work with, and by that time, Ott had already slid by home plate.
Hit down the line, hooking in the corner, foul. So in essence, Howard, that will go, and that will be on the side of Eddie Murray if that ball was up the line.
No. He said that I didn't call for the ball to be cut off. That interview continues. We don't have the time to play it fully. And later, if our producer Chuck Howard has the opportunity, you'll hear from Kenny Singleton. Then I will give you Eddie Murray's version.
I see.
But as I said at the very top of the telecast, Singleton and Dempsey stand for square that Eddie shouldn't have cut it off.
Oh, in other words, he thought he could have got the ball even up the line and made the tag. Well, 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. That's interesting. One gone, Baltimore 5th inning. They lead at 7-3. Got him. And Dempsey hot. He couldn't pull the trigger.
Look at this.
You want to go, and you can't.
He has been outwitting Dempsey, and Rick openly admitted it to me yesterday, ever since the series began. He said he was throwing me just what I love. High, fast stuff. In the first game, I kept looking for that Scroogie, and there I stood like a dummy.
Well, here's Scott McGregor. He'll turn around, and he'll hit it from the left side. You know, in the National League, a lot of times.
See, he's not happy.
I think he's a little mad at the call by Russ Getz.
Ah, no, he knows he's been outwitted.
You think so?
Sure.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count.
He's a very candid fellow.
Oh, he is. And as we've noted throughout the course of this series, a fine receiver with an excellent arm. A ball and a strike to McGregor. McGregor went to high school with George Brett out at El Segundo High School. They mentioned in an article over in Baltimore, they said he even out-hit him in high school. And Scott said, oh, no, wait a minute now. Let's don't go so far.
If he did, it stopped there.
2 balls and a strike. 3-1. He stands up there like he knows what he's doing, I'll say that. Kind of tough, boy, when you don't swing a bat all year long, and then all of a sudden you come into the World Series and they say, okay, you are number 9 in the batting order. By the way, we just checked with him before. He uses a Mark Belanger model. American League, they don't really make any habit of getting pitchers bats. They don't need them. Foul away, 3-2 the count.
He uses the bat of a 167 hitter, right?
Well, he's probably figuring if he's hitting 167, there's got to be a lot of hits left in it. That's kind of a rule of thumb joke that goes around a ball club. Walks him. Now Romo, kind of one of the unpardonable sins in the game of baseball, and that's walking your pitching opponent. But he walks McGregor. Now we go to the top of the order in Kiko Garcia, and he's had the key hit of the ball game for Baltimore, a bases-loaded triple in the 4th.
Last night you saw the evidence of the great depth in the Pirates bench. Tonight you're seeing it work up to this point for Weaver, because Garcia in there instead of Belanger has come through. 2 for 2, a double and a triple, 3 ribbies.
There's a strike and the count is 0-1. I was interested in watching McGregor go out in that last inning to pitch after he had to score from first base on the triple. Young man's in shape because he went out and he turned back the Bucks 3 up, 3 down. 2 fly balls and a ground out. Hit to the hole, base hit left field. Look at that ball slow down in that water.
Didn't you love that splash? So the kid's 3 for 3.
Again, with all of the rain that we've had, and we had the hour, 7-minute rain delay. It looked that way before the rain delay. The field very slick, very fast. The fastest surface in the National League.
Now that brings on Bunbury. The first pitch that Bunbury saw from Romo hit him right in the number 1 on the back. Runners at first and second, 2 out.
I don't know what Bunbury's going to do, but he's got a remarkable record of consistent hitting on artificial turf.
A little guy like that who can scoot as well as Bunbury can, if he can just get a bat on the ball and bounce it somewhere, or it'll through the infield, he's got a great advantage. Misses with away with a fastball, and the count 1-1. Well, you
see that? That's what I was talking about.
I'll say one thing, you've been smart tonight, you know it?
Calling them in advance.
Calling everything. You sure you don't have a script? 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. McGregor at second, Garcia at first. And the count moves to 2-1.
It's almost as if it were tape delay.
What makes you think it isn't?
Those are the base runners. The man at second with a jacket, that's Scott McGregor. At first, you're looking at Kiko Garcia. In his first start of the '79 World Series, Belanger has started the other 2, and now Nicosia wants to talk to Romo. Just wants to try and get some thinking and see what he's thinking about.
You know who's in the ballpark tonight, folks? A guy who used to be a great manager, Leo DeRocha. You're looking at tomorrow's schedule on ABC, starting at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. An old friend and a coach of Don Drysdale's, Leo DeRocha.
He's here in good shape, good spirits. The 2-1 pitch. Foul away. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, 2 on. It's 7-3 Baltimore, and we're in the top of the 5th. For one thing, that after that hour and 7-minute rain delay, we're talking a while that, yes, some of the people have gone home, but golly, there haven't really been that many people that have gone home.
Well, before they're done, as I was saying earlier, some of the print people will blame all of this on television. They expect us to still the inflation, cure the energy problem.
Up the hole, and a good save by the second baseman, Garner, and he saves a run.
But Bunbury continues with the hitting streak on artificial turf. And here comes Singleton, who would love nothing more than to hit one out.
For Garner, it continues to be an up-and-down series. He's made a couple of key errors, and of course the one in the first inning of the first game that led to 5 runs, and yet here he comes up with a diving stop, just trying to keep the ball close to him to keep McGregor from rounding third. So he temporarily staves off a run as the bases are now loaded.
Well, I like what Don said earlier about the action of Bunbury on artificial turf. He had to reach for that ball.
That's right.
And yet he found a spot. And he had the speed to get down there, and of course Garner could not be blamed for that. In fact, he made a good saving play, as Al noted.
Here's Singleton. Change is low. 1-0 the count. Singleton tonight, Ken, is 2 for 3, and he has an RBI. Bases loaded, 2 out. Just missed it left center. And Moreno wants to take charge, and that is out number 3. So Baltimore gone in the 5th inning. And after 4.5 of the halfway mark, it is 7-3 Baltimore.
All right, we're back here at Three Rivers Stadium. Earlier, I heard Rick Dempsey say that he didn't give the cutoff sign Eddie Murray. Here's further talk from Singleton and Dempsey. Now, Kenny, what about the throw from the outfield? Did it have enough on it to not have been cut off?
I thought it did. I thought it was a strong enough throw. When the grass is wet like that, usually you get the skipping effect like you do with a rock going across a pond. And I felt as though the throw had enough on it. It might have been one step up the line. I believe if you ask Rick Dempsey, he might tell you that.
Eddie, not getting the signal from you clearly should not have cut the ball off.
Well, in my estimation, he should not have cut the ball off. But as far as Eddie saw the ball, he saw it tailing up the line a step or two and thought it was going to be off mark, and he cut the ball off.
A key word that he said. There's Murray at first base as Romo is going to hit for himself, which is a little bit of a surprise right here, guys.
Eddie was in the whirlpool bath, so we didn't get the opportunity to talk to him, but he's made his position clear.
That is to right field, and there's Kenny Singleton, and that is out number 1.
Purely and simply, Eddie said he thought the throw was offline, and he had to cut it off to get it in time. Oddly, and this was an excellent point made by Tommy Lasorda, if Murray were a left-handed fielding first baseman, he would have gotten the runner on that play in the 9th inning yesterday. He would not have had to have whirled around to throw the ball. But he's a right-hander, so he had to take a precious fraction of time to whirl around and release the ball.
This is Moreno, and he takes a curveball for the strike. But the key word in all of the testimony, Mr. Lawyer, was the word tail. That is going to be a base hit down the left field line, and it'll go to the corner for extra bases. Moreno on his way for 2, and it'll be Renicky to get it back in. Moreno stops at second base with a double.
So Moreno in this game beginning to play up to his ability. 3 trips to the plate, 2 doubles.
Well, he's back home, and I'm sure in the friendly confines of Three River Stadium, he might feel a little more comfortable right here. Renicky trying to cut it off at the pass, and he does just that. But you know, Al and Howard, that key word when I said tail, because that means that what evidently Dempsey might have thought it might have been tailing. Maybe that's what Murray thought. If it's tailing, that means it's going to go further up the line. Here's Foley. He is 0 for 2. 1-0 the count.
Don, you touched on a key point a moment ago. When Romo hit, I was very surprised, as you were, because in particular, Weaver made the remark yesterday with Tanner's deep bullpen. It's almost like the DH that Chuck had a chance to use the pitcher.
That's right.
Didn't.
And there's the strike, and the count 1-1. And you're down by 4 in the 5th, and you've got some guys down there.
Yeah, but they keep coming back, this Pittsburgh team.
Oh, they do that. Fans start to come alive here in Pittsburgh. Foul right side out of play. As a matter of fact, come from behind wins this year for Pittsburgh. They only did that 41 times, which is something else. And wins at the last time at bat. In other words, whether it be the 9th inning, the 8th inning, or I should say the 10th inning, whatever it might be, an extra inning from the 9th on, they did it 25 times. Here they come, the Buck fans. Left field, playable, Renicky. That's out number 2. I'm going to look at that replay again. I'm going to watch the position that Murray was in.
That's going to haunt you all winter.
It will.
If you ever get to the winter, you may still be covering the World Series.
Aren't we in the winter right now? We've had snow for 2 of the days. Here's Dave Parker. 2 outs and Moreno at second base. Parker has hit a sacrifice fly, has driven in a run, and he's struck out. 7-3 Baltimore, bottom of the 5th. The Buck fans whooping it up. Hit well. And makes a catch. He got it on the end of the bat, I believe. And the Pirates are gone in the 5th inning.
It did look like it might sneak out. I'll tell you, they can come back at you. This, before it's over, will probably go 7 games, and they'll be scratching and clawing.
There you see a good effort by Singleton. He knew where he was at all times and went up, made it easy. Through 5, 7-3 Baltimore, and we'll be back with more baseball after this word from our local stations. Well, the Pittsburgh Parrot had bit the dust for a while, helped up by Cal Ripken, the third base coach, as we go to the Baltimore 6th inning. And it'll be Eddie Murray, Doug DeCinces, and Gary Renicky.
4 for 7 in the World Series. A tremendous hitter. But not like Parker. Parker can paralyze you with fear just looking at him.
He just missed that last one, I'll tell you that. Got it down on the end of the bat. Murray, the switch hitter, back from the left side.
Oh, a high fastball, and Romo's fastball is not the greatest.
Well, we've had some great action here in the series so far.
We sure have. I wouldn't recommend Romo throw that pitch to Murray again.
Well, it'll be a souvenir for somebody. 0-1 the count. Fouled on the first base side by Jimmy Fry, the first base coach for Baltimore, and the count moves on to 0-2.
I read a piece in the Baltimore paper this morning that this series was lacking the glitter that would attach to it in terms of celebrity attendances that would attach to a New York-Los Angeles World Series. I want to talk about that in just a moment. Well, maybe right now. Let me tell you something. This World Series is not only suspense-packed and with a sense of drama, but I don't know of a more important glitter as you look at Earl Weaver in America than to have 2 cities with such pride in their urban renewal, with the redevelopment of the inner cities. What they've done in Baltimore is remarkable. What they've done in Pittsburgh is remarkable. And for me, that's the glitter where it counts.
Hit up the alley, and there's Robinson, and that is out number 1. So Murray hit it hard. 1 away, and that brings on Doug DeCinces.
And if there is uplifting value in sport, it's when you see the troubled faces of beleaguered people suddenly feeling a sense of pride in their city. And that's what happened in Cleveland on the Monday night when they beat the Dallas Cowboys. It's the best that sport can do for a society.
Good off-speed pitch by Romo. 0-1 the count. Right back to Romo on a big hop. To Stargell out number 2. Down the Baltimore 6th inning, 2 up, 2 down. Murray has lined to Robinson, and DeCinces has bounced back to Romo, and we go to Gary Renicky, the left fielder. Renicky has bounced to short. He singled and he struck out. He's 1 for 3 tonight. 7-3 Baltimore. Sidearm curveball misses inside. Enrique Romo, the brother of Vicente Romo, that saw action in the major leagues with the Dodgers, the Red Sox. Two 2-0 the count. Look out. Moves him back 3-0. Three balls and no strikes with 2 outs to Doug DeCinces. Check that, Gary Renicky. Green lights him, and Robinson has to go back to the warning. Look at him holding out for the wall, and that is out number 3. Now Baltimore going 1, 2, 3 in the 6th, and through 5 1/2. It's Baltimore 7 and Pittsburgh 3. Now the crowd here at Three River Stadium, they want to see their Bucks come alive as we go to the Pittsburgh 6th inning of play. It'll be Robinson, Stargell, and Madlock. If that isn't Howard in the booth, Al, I don't know who it is.
He thinks he's Sugar Ray Leonard. See you November 30th, Barrett.
Well, he's got it riled up. As the Bucks come to bat, but they're down 4. It's 7-3 Baltimore in the bottom of the 6th.
What man in uniform in this ballpark has played in more World Series games than any other?
What man in uniform?
Yes.
Well, I might try for a coach.
What name does he bear?
Well, it's got to be Frank Robinson.
That's it.
Sure. This is Bill Robinson as he takes a fastball low on the count 1-0. Bruce Keeson throwing down in the Pittsburgh bullpen. 1-1 the count. Now with the rain out in Baltimore, there's Keeson. That first game, and we have not had the off day after the second game, the traditional off day, the travel day, and that created some havoc with everybody. Not only these two teams, but boy, the technicians here with ABC, and they've done a great job. They really have. The cameramen and everybody like that trying to get everything in order. And there's a guy out here, Scott McGregor, who's now having a chat with Dempsey. The Orioles didn't get to the hotel until 4:30 this morning as they left after last night's game. McGregor had about 7 hours sleep, and you know that when he woke up with his eyes wide open. I'll guarantee you that. 1-1 the count. Foul away, 1-2.
Well, the absence of an off day hasn't hurt Bowie Kuhn at all.
No.
Started the game without the coat, put on the coat, put on the hat. Looks great.
There he is, the commissioner. Got him. A good change. And there's one gone.
Who was that next to Bowie?
Take another peek at it, Al.
Well, McGregor, great command of his off-speed pitches, and he gets Robinson to chase a bad pitch, exactly what you want to do with 2 strikes on the hitter. And so they went after the bait.
Yeah, there's one gone, and here's Stargell. Line drive up the alley, right center, splash, flash into the wall. Singleton bobbled. Stargell the second. He'll have to hold right there with a double.
So that's 2 hits for Stargell tonight. You know, I'm beginning to think the last guy I'd want to throw against Buck and Stargell is a southpaw. I don't want to hear any more of that stuff about how southpaws can hamstring the Bucks.
Look at how quickly that ball gets to the fence here. With the slick turf, the fast surface, in no time at all, out at the fence. And, of course, Willie doesn't have great speed, but Singleton having trouble on the warning track with it as Stargell pulls him to second with a double. Yeah, so much for percentages.
Yeah. I remember when they used to bench Warren Spahn against the Dodgers because of their right-handed power. I always thought that they were crazy.
This is Madlock. Line up the alley, left center. That will score Stargell as he stumbles coming around third. And it is now 7-4 Baltimore.
And they come back quickly, ladies and gentlemen. The best comeback team in the league, maybe in baseball. This game is far from over. I wondered who they had next to Bowie Kuhn as we look at this again. Madlock with that compact swing. Started, and Tippy Martinez warming up in the bullpen quickly for the Birds of Baltimore. That's Happy Chandler. That's why I wondered who he was. A past commissioner of baseball.
My gosh, it is. There's
He wearing the University of Kentucky cap.
That's right. There's Happy Chandler, the former commissioner of baseball, sitting next to the present commissioner of baseball, Bowie Kuhn. As you see the score, bottom of the 6th, and the Bucks are trying to come back. The right-hander is Stoddard. The left-hander is Martinez. And these fans are on their feet, waving their yellow and hankies, their yellow and black pom-poms as they try to get the Bucks alive. Here's the catcher, Steve Nicosia. He has singled and scored in the 2nd inning. He flied to right in the 4th. He's 1 for 2.
Now, at this point in the ball game, let's watch the pitch.
Deep but foul.
Suddenly they are taking off on McGregor. And you have to wonder how long that man, Earl Weaver, is going to follow what he followed with Mike Flanagan in the first game. In the first game, he stayed with Flanagan. He won. How long will he stay with Scott McGregor?
Uh-oh, look out. Pretty good move right there.
He has an excellent move. One of the best in the American League.
He's a good athlete. 1 out, a run in for the Pirates in the 6th inning. Baltimore leads it 7-4. Madlock at first, infield, they set for 2.
It's only 11:48, folks. Be with us at 2 this morning. We'll be
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on and a run in.
The cardinal rule of this World Series is no game finishes before midnight.
Deep to center. Still going back and makes a catch at the 400-foot sign.
I tell you, Mr. Weaver has to be taking note of this. Remember the way the last inning ended with Singleton backed against the wall on Parker. The eyes closed for a moment. The dreams of victory still there, but the doubts and the insecurities still there too. Look at this. From our center field stands angle.
In complete command.
Oh, Little bit of white at the top of that glove. Did you see that, Don? As he fouls one off.
It's the batter is Phil Garner. He has doubled in a couple, and he's bounced to short. He's 1 for 2.
Everything working for Weaver tonight.
Lee Lacy out in the on-deck circle as DeColvey and Keeson throw in the bullpen. Deep left field.
Oh, overdue.
Makes the catch, and Baltimore walks a tightrope in the 6th inning.
A tightrope? Well, now it's up to Earl.
That ball hit well. You take another look at it. Renicky, a good outfielder, in command all the way, and just goes up on the wall to haul it down.
But the point is, Weaver has his best outfielders in their best positions, and it proved out. So he's a hot manager tonight. We'll be back in a moment.
Rich Dower to lead it off in the 7th inning. It is 7-4 Baltimore. I'm Don Drysdale with Al Michaels and Howard Cosell from Three River Stadium. We've got a good one going. Now don't go away to the 7th, and once again, here's Al.
All right, Don, as Dower stands in, Dower, Dempsey, McGregor, bottom 3 against Enrique Romo, on in relief of Candelaria. Low for a ball. 1-0.
I just say this, Al, while we're changing balls. We saw 3 tremendous drives. All looked in the beginning as if they would go out. Obviously now, in this atmosphere, with all of the dampness we've had, the ball is hanging heavy. It is not carrying.
Good point. Hit in the air to shallow center. Easy play for Omar Moreno. 1 down. 3 of the last 4 Pirate outs have been warning track outs, and yet Weaver still not thinking about going to his pen, at least right now. Nobody up and throwing. We have Dempsey hitting here, and McGregor out on deck.
Telling you, we may be in extra innings at 2 in the morning.
Then we can come back with Game 4 right after a station break.
That's correct.
Tomorrow, Game 4. We'll be on the air at 12:30 Eastern Time. Jim Bibby and Dennis Martinez tomorrow. Dempsey hits it foul. Out of play to the right. 0-1. Dempsey 1 for 3 tonight.
We love Willie and his junkyard dog. Leroy Brown. Nobody sings it like Sinatra. Nobody. Not since James Croesus died, who wrote it.
Line toward right center field, and Parker will have to chase this one down on the warning track. Look at that carom as it comes back to Moreno. And Dempsey winds up at second with a double. So Dempsey drilling it to the alley, and the ball just rocketing off the tartan turf and up against the fence as we see it again. Dempsey's second hit of the night, and the Orioles now have an even dozen.
Now, this is interesting. Earl Weaver is sending up Scott McGregor. He had a choice here. Look at that in replay. Look how quickly that ball got to the wall, and then, as Al noted, the carom and the slip by Parker on that wet turf. Well, I could get 200 columns on playing in bad conditions. Meanwhile, there are over 600 riders here. Seats, good seats that might have been had by fans. They're sitting there. They didn't pay a cent to go in. But it's all television's fault.
Scott McGregor. He's 0 for 2 plus a walk. One and 0 the count. 7-4 Baltimore. The Pirates took an early lead, a run in the first, 2 in the second, but the Orioles came back with 2 in the third. And then after a 1-hour, 7-minute rain delay, John Candelaria didn't have it in the 4th inning when the Orioles came up with 5 runs, 4 of them charged to Candelaria. The Pirates came back with 1 in the bottom of the 6th. 7th inning, 1 out. Dempsey at second, 1-0 on McGregor. Grant Jackson has gotten up in the Buck bullpen. 2-0 the count. The left-hander, Jackson. And, of course, the big man still down in the pen, DeColvey.
Well, they had him up last inning, Al, along with Keeson, and now they'll go to Jackson because they know that they'll use a pinch hitter. The pitcher is a first spot coming up in the 7th. The 2-0 pitch is outside, ball 3. Well, Parker's had that bad knee, evidently injured against the Dodgers out on the coast, and I just wondered the way he went down on that slip out there. I just wondered if he might have maybe turned that a little bit.
As you look at Tanner, and remember back to the first game when Parker doubled in Baltimore.
That's right.
He had some problems with his knee. 3-0 pitch, a strike, and the count is 3-1.
Wasn't that good a pitch?
George Brett sitting at home watching that swing, and he says, "You mean he hit better than me in high school?" With a 3-1 count.
The 3-2 pitch to McGregor. Got him. So Romo does it the hard way. Goes 3-0 and then comes back to get him. That's his 4th strikeout.
Now here's the kid who's 3 for 3 with 3 ribbies on a bases loaded triple. Look at tomorrow. We begin at 12:30, weather permitting. And then one of the big college football games of every year, the Sooners against the Longhorns. What a rivalry that is.
Kiko Garcia, the big man tonight, with a double in the first, and he walked and scored a run in the third. The 3-run triple was the big blow in the 4th inning to move the Orioles out in front, followed with a base hit in the 5th. 2 down and Dempsey at second base in the 7th inning, 7-4, Baltimore. One and the count. Kiko Garcia. Given name is Alfonso. Grew up in Northern California. Saw quite a bit of action this year, especially earlier in the season when Belanger was on the shelf. The Orioles were very hot. Garcia played a big part. Foul back, 1-1.
Well, he's played a big part tonight. There's no question about that. 3 for 3, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored.
His first start with Belanger getting the start in both games in Baltimore. The 1-1, he drops down, and it's looped into shallow center field. That could be trouble. Garner can't get it. It's a base hit, and Moreno throws back to Stargell as they get Garcia, and a run down, and then the ball hits him and caroms out into center field.
So Kiko Garcia, who entered this World Series game, his first start, a relative unknown, is 4 for 4 with 4 ribbies. Look at it again, guys.
Now that's on the end of the bat. And here's a little, watch this effort by Garner, and watch how far he slides on this wet surface. Garner, a great effort. Boy, I'll tell you, he gives you 100%, and he just keeps right on going. Now Moreno decides to throw behind Garcia, who goes right away to second base. It hits him in the back. That is Madlock covering. The run is scored. Had Garcia been able to get up in time and regain his senses, he might have been able to go to third without a play being made on him.
Tanner has gone to the mound. That will do it for Romo. We'll see Grant Jackson coming in with the left-hand hitting Al Bunbury coming up. 7th inning, it's 8-4, Baltimore.
Well, let's take another peek at it. Garcia hit that ball out on the end of the bat, and you just couldn't have placed it out there any more perfect than the way that ball fell in. A great effort by Garner. Moreno playing it on the big hop. He could not throw the runner out at the plate. He's going all the way with 2 outs, but he does throw behind Garcia. Stargell's throw to Madlock, who is covering, hits Garcia in the back. Now there's nobody at third. Moreno takes a swipe at it. He can't get it. Foley coming from out in center field. He picks it up, and he just stops everybody right there. They give him a base hit, an RBI, and an error on Stargell, and an assist to the center fielder Moreno. So that'll fill up your notebook right there.
It really will, and it's amazing how 1 minute there can be a flash of defensive brilliance in this series. The next minute, shoddy fielding play.
It's very interesting in light of the fact that the Pirates have now made in the 2.5 games 7 errors.
Well, you've got to blame the weather for a lot of them.
Grant Jackson brought in here as you look at Al Bunbury. And Jackson will face just Bunbury, hopefully, in Chuck Tanner's mind, because Tanner's got to go to the bench when the Pirates come up in the bottom of the 7th inning with the pitcher due to lead off.
Well, this is the second appearance for Jackson in this series. He's allowed but 1 hit. There's the scoring summary. And tonight, there has been some funny things going on. But it is 8-4 Baltimore, any way you look at it, with 2 outs in the Baltimore 7th.
You saw the Pirates picking up 3 runs early. Then Benny Ayala hit a home run with a man on in the 3rd inning. And then the big 5-run 4th inning after the rain delay with the big blow right in the middle. Garcia, the 3-run triple. Kiko with 4 hits. 4 runs batted in. Madlock drove in a run in the 6th inning. And here in the 7th, the base hit by Garcia to drive in Dempsey as Bunbury stands in. Bunbury didn't start, Ayala did. Then Bunbury pinch hit in the 4th, was hit by a pitch, and then singled in the 5th inning. 1 for 1.
Oh, what a play by the
play! You'll not see a better play by a catcher than that made by Nicosia.
One and 1.
Bunbury at the plate. Kiko Garcia. Remember that name. Kiko Garcia. There he is.
Hit in the air to shallow left field. Robinson coming on and makes the catch to retire the side. But the Orioles stretch their advantage in the 7th and run 2 hits, lead 1. Go to the bottom of the 7th. It's Baltimore 8 and the Pirates 4. Baltimore on top 8-4 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning in Game 3. Baltimore winning the opener on Wednesday night. The Pirates last night on Sanguillen single, evening the series and moving out to a 3-0 lead tonight with the Orioles on top 8-4. As McGregor, the man who wrapped up the pennant, pitching a shutout against the California Angels last Saturday, has a 4-run cushion going to the bottom of the 7th inning. And pinch hitter Lee Lacy will lead things off, batting for Jackson. He'll be followed by Marino and Foley. Lee Lacy signed by the Pirates as a free agent after playing out his option with the Dodgers. 1-0 the count.
Well, the new pitcher for Pittsburgh will be Kent Tekulve. He's throwing in the bullpen. Chuck Tanner trying to hold the Birds right where they are.
A strike, 2-1. It's interesting with that rain out and no off day now. Both managers still in question as to who might go Sunday. We know it's going to be Dennis Martinez and Bibby tomorrow, but Sunday is a question mark. Both ends. 2-1 pitch is lined and a great catch made by Dower at second. So Dower robbing Lacy, leading off here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Boy, that was a great catch because Lacy, he hit it hard. And Dower off with a crack of the bat, and that's as far as Rich can extend himself, but he came up with a fine catch.
What a marvelous man Lacy is to have on that bench. Remember, he had 5 pinch hit home runs for Tommy Lasorda when he was with the Dodgers.
3 of them were consecutive to set a record. Omar Marino, who came in the first 2 games, 1 for 10, has a couple of hits tonight, both doubles, scored the first Pirates run in the first inning. Oh, 1.
There's one of the few slow curveballs that McGregor has thrown tonight.
1-1 the count. One and two.
Couldn't pull the trigger. Got the breaking pitch inside. Moreno wanted to go and just could not pull the trigger.
I wonder if Omar's wife is here tonight.
I'm sure she is.
Yep. Ball strike 3. So down goes Moreno on a breaking pitch, and he wants to know how wide Russ gets his strike zone is.
Moreno not too happy with that call. Let's take another look at it. He just throws a cap and helmet and bat away. Dempsey sitting outside, and Russ gets had got the corner.
That's 6 strikeouts for McGregor, and the batter is Tim Foley, who hits a fly ball to left field. Renicky is right there, and that's that for the Bucks in the 7th inning. So at the end of 7 complete, it remains the Orioles 8 and the Pirates 4. We'll be back at Three River Stadium after this word from our local stations. Well, Kent Tekulve comes in. Not too often will Tekulve appear in a game in which his ball club is 4 runs down, but that's the case right now. Candelaria started. We saw Romo on in the 4th, Jackson to get the one-man bumpering. And as I mentioned before, part of the reason has to be that Don Robinson, even though there was never any official word on it, Robinson, after the shoulder stiffness, probably unavailable tonight. So the Bucks may be one man short in the pen, and Tekulve comes in here in the 8th inning. But of course, Canterman was used to working a lot.
And of course, another big thing too, Al, is that Chuck Tanner knows he can't afford to give any more runs up. He's down by 4, and he's got to try and stop Baltimore right here so that he can take his last 2 whacks at him. The attendance tonight, 50,848. The official seating capacity here at Three River Stadium is 50,364, but they've had some standing room seats on sale and a good crowd at 50,848.
But now some of the upper deck is beginning to empty. I wouldn't give up on this Bucks team if I were the fans. Not in this or any other game. Unless you're so far behind that it's hopeless. But when you're 4 behind, bases loaded, a home run, you're back in the ball game.
They probably want to beat the traffic that's coming in for game 4. Ken Singleton to lead it off. Low, ball 1, 1-0. 50,848 at Three River Stadium tonight. Pirates jumped out to the early lead, but the Orioles on top 8-4 in the 8th inning. 2-0.
I pitch my way. They show me the scouting reports. I look at them and I throw them away. I'm the kind of pitcher I am. That's what you heard Kent Tekulve say last night. And what a pitcher he has been.
Wow. Garner on a hop. No play on this surface is routine.
Oh, man. That ball looked like it popped out of a cannon at him.
Here comes the guy who's been held hitless tonight. Oddly, he came into the game the leading hitter in the World Series. 4 out of 5. Now he's 4 out of 8.
But his outs tonight have been loud ones. Lined out in the 2nd, lined to right in the 4th, deep left in the 6th. One out, bases empty, and Tekulve deals to Murray, off speed inside. 1-0. Bouncing ball, fielded by Stargell. Willie has trouble, but still has time to make the play over to Tekulve. Murray might have thought that was a foul ball, and he was very slow getting down the line.
He didn't get out at all, and I think he did. He thought the ball was going to hook foul. But it was fair by quite a bit.
Third baseman,
there you see Stargell moving over. That ball right there, just an easy routine play after Willie makes the grab. And tries to grab it again.
So 2 down to Colby, who set down the only 3 men he faced last night to get the save. Has retired the first 2 tonight. And DeCinces at the plate. Looks at a strike. 0-1 on Doug. One for 11 in the series. The home run in the first inning in game 1. Line to left field into the corner, but foul. 0-2. Dennis Martinez, Jim Bibby, the matchup tomorrow, game 5. Chuck Tanner says he'll decide sometime after tomorrow's game who it will be. He could come back with Keeson, who started game 1. Earl Weaver, he could come back with Flanagan. We'll have to wait and see. Or he said he would not hesitate to pitch Steve Stone. One and 2 on DeCinces. There's tomorrow's starting pitcher. Normally a pitcher likes to maybe go back to the hotel, get a little rest the night before a game. It's 12:16 a.m. and Martinez is going to be on the mound in less than 13 hours.
You would think that he might be on his way back.
Got a lot of stuff, that kid.
DeCinces, it's a shot. Great stop by Foley. Gets to his feet and throws him out.
Boy, that was an excellent play by Timmy. He just dove right in a puddle of water to dig that one out.
So 3 up and 3 down in the 8th inning as DeColey sets them down in order. Here it is again.
That ball hit to the right towards the hole. Do or die play. That's as far as Foley could go and realize that that's when he could get it. Gets up and a good strong throw to get him. There's another peek at it. Look at that, having to go through that water. Timmy's right there, pushes himself up, reaches and throws.
So at the end of 7.5, it remains Baltimore 8, Pittsburgh 4. There's the matchup tomorrow. Dennis Martinez, 15 and 16, a bit deceiving. Pitched in some tough luck toward the end. Jim Bibby on the mound for the Bucks tomorrow. Be on the air at 12:30 Eastern Time. Bottom of the 8th inning, Orioles 8, Pirates 4. Dave Parker, Bill Robinson, Woody Stargell. McGregor has gone all the way. A strike, 0-1. Somebody sent Stargell a Superman cape tonight. Parker got to the clubhouse and he put it on. Oh, and he got up on top of the locker. They thought he was going to fly. He might be able to. He's been walking on water in this series, literally.
That's exactly right.
Grounded it down. And that takes care of Parker. So Dave held in check tonight after the sacrifice fly in the first inning. He subsequently struck out, flied out, and now grounds to second.
That fly out was a near home run held up by the heavy air. No matter. This game is now in the pattern of the Mike Flanagan game as far as Scott McGregor is concerned. Gave up 1 in the first, 2 in the second, the rain delay, and then he settled in.
Grounded to the man of the hour, Garcia. And Robinson is out number 2. So McGregor, he struggled in the 6th inning, but he's come back now to set down the last 7.
Earl Weaver, he's still taking precautionary measures. He's got Stoddard and Martinez throwing behind McGregor in the bullpen. That's what they think of Willie Stargell here in Pittsburgh.
He could be elected in this town and in this state.
Willie tonight, 1 for 2, single, double, scored a couple of runs. 0-1.0-2 on Stargell.
We don't go on the field. You're welcome to many ball fouls into the
Baltimore
stands,
leading
but
8-4. 2
field.
down, the base is empty in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Cautioning words from the PA announcer. Absolutely right.
That's back out of play. 0-2. Doesn't matter where that sign is. Willie can hit him anywhere in this park.
In any park.
Yeah.
Just about in any deck.
Hit him out of a few parks, too, like the only man to do it at Dodger Stadium.
That's right. I saw that. That was awesome.
McGregor thought he had him. 1-2. McGregor, part of that trade you chronicled last night, the Yankees and the Orioles, the deal in 1976. Same deal has brought his battery mate over, Dempsey.
And Tippy Martinez.
Well, you're looking at two organizations that have made some excellent deals. Baltimore in particular over the years, over a long period of time.
Look out.
One and two the count. Hank Peters, the general manager of Baltimore. You might have been reading quite a bit about Jim Russo, their super scout, over the past couple of weeks. Jim is a fellow who over the years has recommended a lot of the people that the Orioles have procured.
That's exactly right. You see him a lot at the start of every season. He's all over.
1-2 pitch is fouled away, and he's always around asking questions of everybody. They don't not only want to know what a guy can do on the field, they want to know a whole lot about him off the field, too.
Well, Jim Russo is one of the guys, along with Bill Wuerl and some of the other Baltimore scouts. I saw a lot of Bill Wuerl this summer. They put together that scouting report for manager Earl Weaver, and Earl Weaver listens to him.
Stargell gets under it and pops it a mile high down the line. Dower and Murray are both there, and it's Eddie making the catch to retire the side. So Scott McGregor has set down 8 straight. The Pirates go quietly here in the 8th inning, and in game number 3, we'll go to the 9th at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh with a score: the Orioles 8 and the Pirates 4. Al Michaels, Howard Cosell, Don Drysdale. Game 3, we go to the top of the 9th inning. The Baltimore Orioles, and the big man tonight has been Kiko Garcia with 4 hits, a big 3-run triple in the 4th inning. Driven in 4 runs, leading at 8-4, trying to go up 2 games to 1 as we see Renicky, Dower, and Dempsey against Jacoby in the 9th. Saw that stat about Renicky leading off 12 times in innings with home runs. He hit 19 of his 25 without anybody on this year, so naturally in the clubhouse they call him Solo.
Looking at the Birds in the first 2 innings tonight, you never would have figured that they'd be leading by this margin going into the 9th.
Boy, there's a fastball that just tore him up inside. That really moved.
And he comes back with a breaking pitch.
That's what's so great about Tekulve. He's got that fastball that, just take right here, Gary Renicky, a right-hand hitter. It's diving in on him with a fastball, and the hard stuff going away the other way.
Is it a mistake to have pitched to Colby today if they need him in a tight situation tomorrow?
I don't think so, Howard. My goodness, he's been in 94 games. It appears that work doesn't faze him at all.
I think you're right.
Count holding at 1-2 on Renicky.
You know, regardless of what you think about the motion of Tekulve, of every pitcher that we've seen and every pitcher you want to see in baseball today, he probably has the most natural motion of anybody throwing.
How do you figure that?
Because that's the way that's easier to throw down there. I mean, that's the way your arms hang. Gravity. That's the way you're put together.
Have you ever known pitchers who threw that way, like Dick Hall, guys who came in from the side or even underneath that have arm problems?
I've never seen that many, no. I really can't think of anybody that had that. That is just a natural. I mean, if it wasn't natural, everybody would walk around with their hands up over their head.
You did for a lot of years.
Diving for cover. But there you look at the motion, and that's just natural. You can just sit at home and you can just try and do that yourself.
I don't think I'm going to.
Well, I know you'll do it in the room, and you won't tell us you will.
Do you remember Dean Chance's motion?
Yeah, that was easy. Dean had a
line and hooking foul back out of play into the bullpen. So the count holding 3-2 on Renicky.
I think the big things are just your arm. You talk to doctors. It just was not made to throw a baseball from that over-the-top motion, or even three-quarters. It's easier down on the side, or even underhand, like Tekulve is.
The 3-2 to Renicky. Got it. So Tekulve in the World Series has now faced 7 Orioles and retired all 7.
Talking about a starter for Chuck Tanner, he's liable to come back with Tekulve.
Dower, a double in the 4th inning, the big inning tonight for the Orioles when they batted around, scored 5, overtook the Pirates. Meanwhile, McGregor has gone all the way. 1-0, and as we look back, Candelaria obviously bothered by the rain delay, and McGregor, if anything, came back stronger.
I believe that's exactly right. Now you hit the nail right on the head. McGregor came back and showed no signs whatsoever of that rain delay.
One and one. Pittsburgh coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. They'll start with Madlock. They have Madlock, Nicosia, Garner, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Orioles lead 8-4. Goldie to Sargent. 2 down.
That's interesting. Mr. Stanhouse, yes.
Throwing in the Oriole bullpen.
Rick Dempsey.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Chuck Tanner.
There he is.
Something to do maybe with the Pirates?
From up the road in Newcastle, PA. A strike. Maybe it has something to do when Tanner was a minor league manager in Hawaii in the late 60s. He got thrown out of a game in Tucson one night, went back in the clubhouse. They had a fellow by the name of Jim Hicks playing for him. Went into Hicks's locker, took out a fake mustache, stovepipe hat, fake beard, went back into the first row and managed the rest of the game. Parker going into the corner and makes the catch in foul ground. Another fine play by Dave.
Pretty.
So Tekulve sets down the 6-man he faces. The Pittsburgh Pirates coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. McGregor 3 outs away from giving the Orioles the edge in the 1979 World Series. As we look at Dave Parker again, going into the bullpen fence. And
He's right there. He's right there. What an effort. What a player.
After 8.5, 8-4 Baltimore, back in Pittsburgh after this word from our local stations. Well, they've come alive again in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Parrot, and to the strains of We Are Family, which has become the Pirate theme song. Well, they were doing a lot of dancing in that 3rd game of the playoffs. They knew they had it wrapped up in the 7th inning.
You better believe they were.
Scott McGregor trying to go all the way, 8-4. The 3rd game of the 1979 World Series. being brought to you by Chevrolet. Like baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie, Chevy is an American favorite. See the exciting new lineup of 1980 Chevrolets at your Chevy dealers. And by Gillette, makers of Right Guard. Yes, men count on Right Guard because men perspire more. Here is Bill Madlock to lead off in the bottom of the ninth inning. Madlock, Nicosia, and Garner.
We would like to finish this game. Now, of course, we still have a chance to win. You can help us.
Crowd throwing some paper out into the outfield, so the admonishing announcement.
Something to say, wasn't it? Between innings, Sister Sledge, we are family, and all of the people standing. Eating time.
A lot of the ballparks have become more lively. You've got the mascots, the rock music between innings, theme songs.
There it is.
Well, what is it? The Steelers have their terrible towel?
Thank you very much, Mr. 40, for showing that sign.
And while everything is going along, Scott McGregor has thrown only 89 pitches thus far.
What an amazing turn of events after that hour, 7-minute break. But it was the same for both teams.
Sure was.
Bill Madlock leading off, taking all the way. They're down by 4, so you're thinking about base runners. And you'll take a strike. That pitch missing in the count, 1-0. And Madlock taking all the way again. Now it's 1-1.
Well, Bill said, we'll wind it up Sunday. I'll take a vacation. I'll meet you in Las Vegas for the Benitez Leonard fight.
Grounded to short. Pico Garcia will make all the headlines tomorrow if things stay the way they are. Throwing him out. 1 down.
Well, that dream of Matlock's is over.
One
1 out, bases empty. Steve Nicosia, 1-for-3, second inning single.
Unless the Bucks do it now without Matlock.
He was, I assume, talking of Pittsburgh winning.
In 3 straight here. Baltimore came in here willing to settle for 1 out of 3. If they hold this lead and win, which appears probable, they'll want 2 out of 3. And maybe 3.
I was just going to say, hypothetically, he could still meet you in Vegas.
But not under the conditions he dreamed of.
That's right.
No, you'll meet me in Vegas, that's for sure.
I'll meet you there.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded to Dower. Stays with it. Gets him. 2 down. So for McGregor, he has set down 10 in a row after it looked like the Pirates were going to battle from behind in the 6th. Sargent with a double, Madlock single, and he shut the door. Coming up later today.
That's later today.
It's 12:36 in Pittsburgh. So about 12 hours from now, game number 4, followed by the Oklahoma-Texas battle from the Cotton Bowl. Phil Gardner with 2 out, bases empty in the 9th inning. Line to center field. Bunbury is there, and that'll do it. The Baltimore Orioles come from behind to win game number 3. 8 runs, 13 hits, and no errors for the Orioles. 4 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors for the Pirates. McGregor all the way to win it. The losing pitcher, Candelaria. Don't forget, join us later today. Game 4 of the World Series. The Baltimore Orioles, the Pittsburgh Pirates, live at 12:30 Eastern Time.